Game on, everybody! Time for the Rare Cup Grand Final. And, well, rightfully, some of you might ask right now, watching this especially on YouTube, what the hell is this? Rare Cup? Heh? Like, Khaldor, who are these teams? Never heard of these guys. And that's a fair question. I'm going to go over just what we're looking at in a moment, but let's introduce our players first. KhaldorTV is the first map in the best of 5, and over to the left side, 21 Esports with Lustig on Jaina, Peakstyle on ETC, Didan on Rhaegar, Heimdall on Varian, Carathiel on Reyna. And on the right side of the map, 500 MS with Dragvor on Anduin, the snazzy Penguin on Johanna, the One Knight on Kelthas, a Dark Cloud on Maiev, and Ernie Mist on Rexa. Alright, so fair question. What is this? What are we looking at? And what's happening here? And the answer is pretty simple. We're currently looking at the end of season tournament between Division 6 and Division 7 of Heroes launch, which pretty much puts most of these players into the skill range of bronze to gold, with a few exceptions. 500 MS is actually a Division 7 team, and 21 Esports is a Division 6 team to my knowledge. So at the end of every season, the two leagues are or the best teams out of the two leagues are playing in a current tournament, which is the Rare Cup. And I'm not going to go through the entire thing, but I wanted to present everyone at least with a grand final here, a little bit of action. So we're pretty much looking at the best of the worst right now. That's pretty much the best way to explain this. We're going to see a lot of weird builds, probably a couple of very strange hero picks. I mean, already we're having Kelthas on a map like Cursed Hollow, which is not traditionally one of the maps where he really shines. And yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of fun with that. It's a best of 5 series, and it should be pretty cool. So we'll see how that works out. For now, we're also going to talk a lot about the rotations, a lot about the talents. We have on level 1 for Johanna, Hold Your Ground taken now. It is actually pretty much a solid setup. So it's not really some of the bottom feeding teams of Division 7, so we can still expect, let's say some cohesion and some strategy in the sense that in the way that the teams are actually building their lineups and the way that they're trying to play the map. You can already tell that the heavy focus onto the camps that is claimed by both teams is now set up to just try and get a bit of value on the lanes, try and get the experience through there. Timing could have been maybe a little bit different for some of them, but already there's a heavy push with the camp that was taken by the red team. So 500 MS is trying to set that up so they can break through the wall, and so far they're doing good with it. We have Hunter-Gatherer on level 4 for Rexa, that's already helping, slight lead for them. And since Jaina had to back for mana, this is a pretty impressive push at the beginning. And just look over here, they actually didn't even cap this. So they didn't cap that at all. They kind of missed out on that and are now just capping it. If they would have taken that earlier, it would have really helped them with the defense, and then they could have tried to push that out. Now they have the opportunity to at least get some pressure going for themselves with it. But we already have the Siege Giants taken at the bottom right. And I really like that move. The delay on the Siege Giant camp that we're seeing from 500 MS is going to allow them to have the Siege Giants raging through the bot lane, while the Tribute that is just now announced at the top on Cursed Hollow is going to be fought over. So that's a good chance for them. Obviously, in this case, we also have Varian, and I pray to God that he goes for Taunt. Again, we've been over this already, but Taunt is in any competitive setup just so much better than anything else you could possibly get here. And thankfully, that's exactly what he chooses to pick. So if he goes in, taunts, and ETC power slides through the target later on, then Jaina can unleash a huge amount of damage on whichever target they are going for. And let's see if they can actually pull that off. So at this point, already the fight and the kill against Maiev. Taunt not even needed. Nicely done. First blood. And here we go. The move onto Kelthas, and boom. Down he goes. A Blood Elf is dead. No more salami in the game. And with those 2 kills, 500 MS are actually looking at a pretty solid start for the game. Well, for one moment just disregarding that they lost the entire wall here. But at least the double kill helps them to gain a bit control of the map right now. But yeah. So there was this big discussion actually that we had, and it triggered another one of the Khaldor, the infamous Khaldor rants on my Twitch stream, when people demanded on Reddit in the Heroes of the Storm community that Taunt needs to be buffed. It needs to be buffed because it is the worst option on level 4. And this is just such a facepalm statement that I really had to be careful, because when I read it, like, automatically I wanted to bash my head into a steel wall and that could have led to some serious head injuries, and people are already saying that I'm not right in the head sometimes, so that wouldn't have helped my cause at all. So therefore I just held back. But the stupidity of the statement just simply shows you where the game knowledge of a lot of players in the scene unfortunately is at. Thankfully though, here we are seeing the power of Taunt. Nice move by Anduin actually. That's a cooldown trade he's not going to win in the long run. But that was a nice use of him right now. So yeah, Varian got indeed buffed a little bit on Taunt, and so is a bit more viable here. Not necessarily on the top level, but at least when we're talking about the amateur scene, the hero has some merit to it. Because if you can lock someone down and then unleash the damage, you are in a pretty decent spot. The one knight gets the tribute for the red team, so we have a trade in tributes. But the name of the game here will be to set Jaina up together with Varian. I would have loved some kind of support behind this that could increase the CC chain. Let's say, for example, Malfurion with a good root, Tyrande maybe with another stun. It would have helped out a lot, but we're not quite getting that setup. 8 versus 8. Currently what we are seeing on the experience, and we have also a camp about to be taken by Jimmy. Especially with the combo with Jaina, he obviously went into Ace in the hole on level 1. You get that continuous slow. I mean, other heroes obviously help too. You have Rega, you have Varian. There's a lot of slows available for them, but especially with Jaina and the build that she currently went for. Full on into the Frostbolt, by the way. And that's a dead Khaldor. They're playing us a little Song of Ice and Fire right now, Khaldor and Jaina are. And so far I gotta say that the Night King, Queen Jaina is actually winning. Dreadlord, sorry. And yeah, so with that, we have level 9.5, and that means that level 10 abilities should be around in just a few seconds. And obviously with that, this is more or less a guaranteed tribute for them. I mean, the only thing that you need to do is interrupt the channel once or twice, and that's about it. Unless you YOLO into them, that's a different thing. Someone should try and catch some experience, but nobody really wants to fight against level 10 abilities, so they get this one easy peasy. Okay, so with that said, we have level 10s coming in any second. The quest also completed for Varian. And Varian is going up against Anduin. And I honestly don't know enough of the World of Warcraft lore to really comment on that particular dynamic between the two of them. But I think Varian is related to that little guy, and is he his dad? Like, I don't really know. But honestly, if Varian is Anduin's dad, that I would be fucking embarrassed of my child. I mean, seriously. Varian is the guy that just runs around with a sword the entire day, fights opponents one-on-one, goes in, you know, like melee combat the entire time. Whereas Varian is this little pussy in the backline that throws around light, has a sword on the back, and literally does nothing with it all day long. I don't even know why he carries a sword. I mean, let's just start there. He literally doesn't know what to do with it, and in my opinion, should stay far away from it, because if he ever touches it, he's probably gonna grip it at the wrong end and cut himself. So the little crybaby here, if Varian is really related to Anduin, then he would be embarrassed. So that's kind of why he wants to kick his ass in this game, to just punish him for that. Yeah, nice move there. Actually, the Ring of Frost wasn't too bad. The problem is that we still had the trade active for Johanna, so that didn't really help. Ooh, the slow, and that could be a kill right there. The doggy goes down, eliminated immediately. And that's not the only one that dies. The beasts are all going down. ETC has fallen as well, but at least Jimmy is sitting topside, trying to go for it. Attempting to fight a little fight here, and look at that. Anduin, again, manning up here. Full manly mode, goes up against Maiev and pretty much finds himself surrounded by opponents. Doesn't give a shit, walks out and says like, oh my god, feel air, let's go. Now I can kill 5. Amazing. So yeah, with that one, we're jumping in here immediately. It's actually kind of funny. People, especially on YouTube, always comment on, why do you hate Anduin so much? It's actually not even the healer itself. Like, seriously, I think Anduin as a character can make so many cool moves in the game. But I was literally forced for 2 weeks in China while we were casting one of the big Heroes tournaments to watch that Anduin World of Warcraft trailer every day, like 20 or 30 times. And I cannot stand this little shit-faced crybaby anymore. Oh my god, was that annoying. If you have to watch this thing over and over and over again for 2 weeks, you would hate him too. So, yeah. For the Alliance! Does someone have a tissue? Yeah. But the character is cool. The character is actually pretty cool. But yeah, as you can tell, I'm not really well versed in the World of Warcraft lore, so totally admit to my own ignorance in this case. But again, Light Bomb is ready for them, so if Maiev jumps in with a Light Bomb, she can actually do quite a bit with that. We have still the Ring of Frost now, and there's actually, with the boss taken, a pretty cool setup now for the blue team. Experience is still dead even. You look at the tributes, it's 2 versus 2, and this is the moment, this is the time to shine right here. At this point, Phoenix comes out, thank God no Pyroblast taken. But there's the Hyperion, so both of them starting to zone the opponent. The Penguin is a little bit snazzy, has the Iron Skin up, but Rexxar goes down. That's the end of him. The cage on the ground. Maiev trying to make the plays here, and Jaina just running from the left to the right to the left. Drops the ring and connects it with 2. They kill Maiev. They slide, and that's the 3rd target eliminated. And as it happens, it's the Nick Carter of Heroes of the Storm that just got eliminated. So Anduin goes down, should have gone to the gym a little bit more instead of spending so much time in front of the mirror to fix his hair. Boss is still moving through the map, but with the red team being cursed, that boss is not going to do a whole lot, and the one at the bottom of the map is going to get a lot of value. So yeah, they're starting to jump in straight away. 21,000 damage from Kalthas. Shalanor, Salami. Well, he needs to really put the Salami into some action and hope that 21 Esports doesn't like spicy stuff, because right now they're not looking too hot. 7 against 2, that's the kills right there. And especially Jaina, who hasn't died yet, is dropping the numbers on them. So they want to make the play for the keep itself. 11 minutes into the game, that's pretty early on. We're going to see what they can do with that. There's the hit, yep, once again, Misha goes down, Rexxar 2, united in death. And that should be the end of the keep at the bot lane. So nice pressure here from 21 Esports. The Division 6 team is doing well, and they get even more value in the mid lane where another fort is going to fall. The gate at the top lane has been destroyed too, and down here another Siege Giant camp is taken as well. Okay, time to start a bit of a comeback. Lustig apparently trying to get away here for a bit of mana. Needs that. But they can still go for a couple of the camps here. The combo, on the other hand, is working out. I mean, it's literally one of the advice that I've given now, probably from the beginning when I started to cast Division 7 games, that it makes a lot of sense to just go for... If you're playing on a lower league, it makes sense to just practice sniper compositions. A good example of how to do that would be, you pick 2 friends that you play with, you play quick match, and you go for a combo where one of you plays support and you play either Tyrande or you play Malfurion. Another one plays Varian, and then the third one plays a burst damage dealer like Jaina. And you just go through the game the entire time, and you're just going in taunt, follow up from your support with a second stun, and then the burst damage, and you just kill targets. And once you have those timings down, you switch one of the heroes in that combo, for example Tyrande for Malfurion, or maybe you switch someone like Varian for Muradin, or etc. And you try the exact same thing again. And that's how you really learn the game, that's how you establish compositions and make yourself also a little bit more flexible in the draft. As it turns out, though, here in the fight, nice Ancestral on ETC as he was in trouble. No mosh pit from him thus far. Ring of Frost on the ground. And come on, baby, they want to dance. Where's that slide? Look at them. They're all stacked up. Go in, baby. There we go. And he's too late. The party time gets interrupted by the gravity lapse immediately. But they still get the kills. Rexxar down. Maiev eliminated. The blue team might be on the run a little bit. But still looking at a good spot there. ETC waited for a long time. When he finally moved in, he was immediately insta-interrupted by the gravity lapse. Could have been worse for the red team, but they still lost 2. So the blue team still with the victory here. Talking about victories. Jaina, look at her. Our girl nearly has the baseline completed. Ice block would go a long way for her. And there we go. Starting to move down to the bottom of the map. Jaina riding in style today. A little bit of a Chinese trash, cultural appropriation as its finest. The hashtags are coming, but also the tributes are starting to pop up. That's a kill attempt against him, and ETC moves in. They can actually zone out Kalthas, and it is party time, baby! Let him dance. Kalthas shows us how to swing the hips. And, well, they could get more kills here. The tribute should definitely be theirs, but at this point, another slide, a ring. And, yep, that ring only connected with Misha, but I call Worth right there. Misha is a hero, too. And here comes the attack, straight into Dark Cloud, who barely gets out. they're pushing this even harder. If they can honestly move in with another power slide or a taunt and get a kill here, they might go for core. Hesitating slightly. Don't really blame them, gotta be honest. But yeah, they could have gotten a bit more out of this. And obviously, there's camps on the map. You need to get camps. Camps, camps, camps. And again, before anybody just goes over, oh my god, didn't use the cooldown properly, keep in mind, most of the players that we're watching here are between bronze and gold. Actually, I would say that a couple of those are definitely also in platinum. It's more of an average thing when you're looking at Division 6 and Division 7. Division 7 mostly is a bit lower there. But yeah, if you actually watch this and you think, hey, I'm much better than these guys, you can play in Heroes Launch too. Go to heroeslaunch.gg, check it out. It's a fantastic community. They have more than, I think they had 150, 180 teams or something like that last season. They exist in North America and in Europe, and it's pretty awesome. This is Heroes of the Storm as it's supposed to be played. I'm not joking. I mean, playing with people that actually want to win. Imagine that for a second. You don't get that in Storm League. Playing with people that are looking for combos. Yeah, I know, it sounds like a dream, but it exists. Heroeslaunch.gg, check them out. You can participate as an individual person or as a 5-man, but you should definitely have a look. Either way, with this we're now having our move straight up towards the core, and well, the boss was taken. It was a bit of a messed up move by the red team to go for the top boss. That literally doesn't do anything for them. They needed to protect the bottom lane since they didn't have a keep there anymore. And Khaldor is down immediately, and that boss doesn't give a shit, goes for the core right away. There's the mosh pit again. There's the ring as they're going for it, but the shields are down, and this should honestly be the end of it. But then again, looks like Jimmy might fall. Maiev the first one to die. Jimmy turning around again. Alright, Ernie missed. Yeah, he goes down too. And that's the end of Misha, obviously, as well. So, that's the core, and that's the game. 1-0 lead for 21 Esports against 500 MS. GG, and well played. Game number 2, Infernal Shrines, the best of 5 series, the Rare Cup Grand Final, and 21 Esports. They went full blondie today. We have Anduin, played by Didan, Lustig on Jaina, Karathiel this time on another StarCraft character. Alright, successful with Reyna. He says like, boys, I can do it with the next Renegade as well. Let's go for Tychus. Peakstar on ETC and Heimdall on Blaze, whereas to the right side of the map, 500 MS in an attempt to fix their connection. The One Knight on Leoric, Dark Cloud on Ana, Drugwar on Junkrat, Animist on Reyna, and the Snazzy Penguin again on Johanna. Alright, that also means that the Crybaby is now played by 21 Esports, so with a 0% win rate in this grand final so far. We're gonna see what Anduin can pull off this time. Alright, Nick Carter, show us what you got. Level 1 talents, new habits for Blaze, therefore unstoppable, something that they want us back into. And what else are we gonna get here? For now, Leo already up at the top. I shall Swiffer. Does he actually? No! Space Lord Leoric. Alright, alright, alright. I gotta admit that personally, I think the Ice Giant, like the blue tint for the Viking style that he has after the Janitor, is probably one of the best. Especially if you mix it, I don't know, with a doubloon, with a flying carpet, and you take the teal one. There's a lot of options actually. Money pick over his rules, obviously, but still. I would go for that over the Space Lord. But that's just personal preference, obviously. So when we're talking about that. Junkrat definitely going to be great on this map. I mean, obviously, when you have a shrine active, you can easily poke with the grenades from the outside and is more or less guaranteed to have value there. The entire lineup that they're running is honestly really solid. They have an auto attacker in form of Jimmy. Usually not really the top choice on the map here when you're talking about the competitive scene, the high competitive level, but still absolutely solid, totally fine. And in addition to that, we have the AoE from Junkrat, we have the AoE out of Johanna, plus also Leo, so wave clear not really going to be an issue for the red team at all. But 21 Esports, they are going to attempt to put that through with, I guess, Tychus and Odin, and we have Blaze in the mix as well. But could be a bit nasty. Okay, slide against Johanna. Oh, what a jet propulsion. And the setup against Anna. Yep, Jaina takes down Granny. Okay, not only that, we also have the kill against Jojo. Not a good start. I've seen this movie before. 2 kills against 0 early on in the game. Seems familiar. I think I've seen this already. But okay, up towards the top, the one knight starting to push this out. Blaze is making his way in to ensure that they're not losing experience. Oh, wait, what? In the rhythm? I mean, it's a fantastic ARAM talent, but normally when you're looking at anything that is halfway competitive, it's the bigger they are that you're looking for quick burst and damage afterwards. So in this case, not happening. Interesting. Let's see how much value Hugo's going to get out of this. But yeah, usually coordinated play, when you have boys, bigger they are, a better option. Ernie missed. Was trying to get the camp with his boys. This is actually one of the maps where if you just have enough camp control, you can get such a huge experience lead. I kind of go over that ad nauseum every single time that Lauber's fan club plays, so it's a bit of a shame that the camp down here at the bottom of the map wasn't even looked at by any of the teams, because that is just where you get your experience from. Towards the top, we currently have, for now, a slight lead for the blue team, but the red team in full force is moving in. Experience is roughly the same, and early level 7 would obviously help the chances of 21 Esports to make something happen here. So far, there's a trade activated for Tychus as he's trying to get some stacks together. He acquired 1. First trade gets literally 1 stack. But they might get the kill against the Penguin, but as it happens, Lustig missed the Frostbolt, unfortunately for him. But the trade came up for Johanna anyways. Tap at the fountain, going back in. ETC already on his slide. And Jimmy finds himself in trouble, but literally survives this on the last moment possible. And now Anduin with the safe attempt against Blaze. Yeah, is able to make it happen. The camp has actually found some serious value and pushed this in. 23 against 26 stacks now. The red team trying to zone this a little bit more. Talking zoning, Johanna is attempting to delay the onslaught of the blue team a little bit. 500 MS, finding themselves in position. 31 for them. They're trying to get a little bit more. 33. Where's the shots? Where's the Punisher? They can make the play right now. At least try to. Ernie missed on his Reyna. Again attacked, but they should be able to grab this one easy peasy. And they do. Now they have it. And if they can slow that down a little bit more, and the Punisher wants a piece of the action, and we're very likely going to see a kill or two here. The stun so far not proc though, not in range, but everybody low and most of them on cooldown when it comes to the fountain. This is literally the moment here where they could break through the gate and maybe even pick up a kill. But level 7 abilities are already now here. 10 stacks by now for Tychus. And yeah, there's our level 7 also for the opponent's team with the Dirty Trickster. Now putting raid in. Can they actually get the fort? Well, they might, honestly. I mean, even taking the fountain down would already be a bit of a win. But with the wave coming in and everybody else retreating, yep. 21 Esports is going down here. Honestly, wonder sometimes where this name comes from. Maybe they really just like Forever 21 clothes and then founded 21 Esports, something like that. Like, I really don't know. But yeah, we're always making up shit. So with that in mind, level 7 versus level 7. Right at this point, nearly the completion for the new habits, by the way. That's one thing. We're also having towards the top lane, Karathiel claiming another camp. That's a bit more experience for them, and obviously someone has to deal with the top now. And that's going to be Leo. It should be Leo. Needs to make that rotation, but there's another camp at the bottom of the map, and this time they are actually grabbing it. Okay, so they're moving straight in, starting to take this one. Chance to maybe break through a bit of the wall at the bottom. Keep in mind that next Punisher comes actually through the shrine at the bottom of the map. There's Leo with a rotation as expected towards the top side. Can take care of that shaman, and well, that's that. So in the middle, I mean, they didn't get a single kill yet. That's one thing that we still have to think about a bit, at least, that there's no kill at all for the red team thus far. I mean, just generally speaking, there's only 2 in the game. So it is the grand final after all. We can meme a lot about Division 7, Division 6, but this is after all the 2 best teams that emerged from the Rare Cup. Top side, Leo is currently pushed out. There's a bit of a party bush. The Chinese bush meta is back, baby. But yeah, Leo has to play bait then. It's a little bit of a weird one, because why would they go up there? I mean, seriously, you're setting up a trap in the bush, but why would your opponent actually go there? There's no camp to be taken at the top side. Leo wasn't far enough out to be ganked or to actually being rotated on, so why would your opponent even go there? You kind of need to set these bushes up on a lane and in a pathway where it's realistic that your opponent is making some kind of rotation towards it. That wasn't really the case here. Either way, now we have level 10 abilities. Hyperion's taking again. Okay, Calatiel has decided that real man drill deep. He's definitely watched StarCraft 2. Oh, Jojo. Doesn't have to sacrifice the blessed shield here. Gets away without falling. But now we have the light bomb again. And bunker. Thank God for that. Hashtag buff bunker. The Ring of Frost and also the Nano Boost. Nano Boosted Junkrat. Let's go! But yeah, let's see what we're gonna get out of this one. There's another attempt to have a bit of a trap. One of those Admiral Akbar moments. It's a trap! And Anduin gets just absolutely fucked by this. I mean, the blessed shield. Oh, the mosh pit! Oh, and the kill against Leo. Leo down, and there's the attempt to get a few more kills. The nano boosted Reyna is trying to deliver here. The Reyna is like, ooh, stim drone. Oh no, sorry, wrong hero. But that was a kill for 2, so it was interesting to see that Johanna actually threw out the blessed shield while Anduin was still totally trapped by the Entomb. I mean, literally not needed in this case, but yeah, still went for it. Either way, we have now 9, actually like a bit of a bigger lead than I thought. I mean, it's 4 kills against 1, but they don't care. They're just saying, hey, objective, that's ours. And there's still the camp at the top. That's actually something I really want to highlight, because you normally do not see moves like this on this level. But once again, here comes the attack. Heimdall. Ooh, ETC. Can they zone him a little bit? Light bomb, baby. And yeah, 29 stacks. The red team is in the lead when it comes to the objective, but they're losing Leo. Trade value activated, I'd say. But can they poke a little bit more through the red? Junkrat is sitting tight. Top side in the meantime. There's a catapult moving in. They're going to lose a lot here. They're going to lose the entire wall if this fight continues long enough. Reptile! Oh, that was nice damage actually against Tychus and Blaze. Blaze has not dropped the bunker yet. But they're taking the position. There comes the Ring of Frost and Lustig. Honestly, he could have died here. If any misplayed this a little bit smarter and used the penetrating round later, that could have been a kill against Jaina. Either way, now they have the Punisher. And with that, yeah, Tina is trying to bait it over. That isn't happening. So now you all of a sudden realize that he's all alone. I'm alone and I don't know how to use a sword. So he runs away. The French defense, that's what we call that. And yeah, then we have the attack towards the top that has resulted in the entire wall taken down. Also, joking about the French defense here, keep in mind guys, we're going to see more and more Nations Cup games coming soon. The group stage is about to start in the Nations Cup, which is going to be pretty epic. Last time France made it into the final together with Team Russia. This year is going to be a little bit different since former pros are now allowed to play too. Back then HCC players were not allowed to participate, so it's going to switch the entire thing up a little bit. Hyperion with a bit of value and damage against the keep itself. So far so good. They might not be able to get kills, but hell, they're taking the structures down. Can you imagine how annoyed you must be when you're on the blue team right now? You're looking at the kill count, like, boy, we have 5 kills against 1. And someone's like, dude, we just lost 2 forts and we lost hit points on the keep as well. And we lost 2 objectives. So, in the long run, yeah. Red team will still have to pick up a couple of kills. The one thing is that losing heroes in the early game isn't really that much of a big deal. That Entomb was also a big deal. Oh, that's light though. Death timers are the big question here. Death timers in the late game are the big change that we have. Leo! Anna! The heals! The light bomb! And that was not good communication on the blue team. ETC was on the move back. Andrew was just like, let's go in. But yeah, a little bit of a disconnect here. But as I was about to say, as the game continues, these kills are gonna be more impactful just simply because death timers are higher. So you are out a hero for a lot longer. And that is a big problem, or can be a big problem. So the red team will have to make sure that they get a few kills themselves, so that they at least don't lose any heroes anymore. 42,000 damage by Junkrat, a little Australian. Screwing around here. Jimmy on 25,000, 20,000 on Tigers, and Jaina is sitting at 17k. Anduin is the only one who has died thus far. But let's see. For now, they're actually trying to invade here. That might just work out. I mean, there's ETC, okay. They can literally... Oh, they steal the camp away. And oh my god, where's the Blessed Shield when you need it? There, and that's a kill. Not even Anduin can help out there. The Entomb shortly after. Riptire immediately. Can't really decide who to go for. But that's not really where you want to fight. Not underneath your opponent's fort. I mean, you could push the top now. This is something that you can actually push a little bit. You have a double camp. Honestly, I would have loved for them to push this a little bit more. I'm not sure if they could have taken down the key, but if you have a catapult pushing in and 2 shaman camps, and there is nothing else that you can do on the map, I mean, maybe they could have pushed the middle a little bit, but in a 5 versus 4 situation, I would have gone and pushed that keep a little bit more, trying to just prep it for later, get a bit of damage onto it. So there was very little that, I mean, basically they didn't, they got a kill, they got a double camp, and they didn't do anything with it. They will get level 16. That's at least something. But they can't fight here. Guys, come on. Come on, you're better than this. No. That's not the fight you want. Not so close. Look at this. They lose Jimmy. Why? ETC is down too. There's the 16 finally. So at least we have that. But why a fight here? You literally have the experience advantage. All you have to do is go with the 16 talent onto the top shrine and take that Punisher. The Penguin! Ah, they get actually the kill against Blaze, don't they? I mean, that fight... Kill him! Someone kill him! What? There's Leo, and he misses everything. Riptire. Junkrat is literally... There we go! Kill confirmed. The shrine is active. Nobody cares. Yep, they go for loose stick. I mean, at least commit to the kill. Leo has his Entomb ready again. Why didn't you go for the Jaina kill here? This is such a scrappy battle. First of all, they should have never fought there in the first place. They should have gone straight up to the top, get level 16, and then play for it with the advantage they had. Then they commit to the fight. They lose out on a few kills here. What a scrappy situation. They come out ahead, as they should have. I mean, let's face it. But it's a very, very weird one. Especially letting Jaina go when Leo was right there with an Entomb available. Seems like a bit of an odd choice to me. He could have just taken it down with the few heroes that they had. Okay, so now they're trying to already prep a little bit the lane and take the minions down. I don't mind that too much. The problem is you're now going to get ganked. You don't have vision on the rest, so now we are fighting a 5 versus 4. And I'm coming back to my occasional question. Why? Why would you do that? Junkrat is down. Lustig gets at least eliminated too. And there we go. The nano boosted Jimmy. Yeah, these penetrating rounds, baby. Okay, so now it's a 4 versus 4 as we're looking at the Punisher. And this should still be keep. It's weird fights. I guess it works out at the end of the day. But, yeah. I should play this a little bit different. Okay, interesting slide pattern here from ETC. Guys, it's a 4 versus 4. It's another 15 seconds. You can go for that. Apparently they didn't want to. I mean, if you don't want to, then go in the middle and take the fort. Make your choice there. Make your choice. Okay, now there's a bit more of a commitment. Alright, alright, alright. Now we're talking. Drill is down. They waited for Jaina to come back though, so that's a little... You can already go back. You already took it. You already have it. Just not lose heroes on the way back. That's pretty much rule number 1 right now. Okay, the one knight is currently sitting there like, if you kill anyone, kill me. I'm gonna be back in time. Oh yeah. So, straight through the middle. Trying to get this one too. And, well, they might not quite get it. But they're gonna get close. Again, you do not want to fight. Like, rule number 1 if you play Heroes of the Storm, learn to counter 5. One hero down at the bottom of the map, your opponent has 5, you don't want to fight that. You don't want to fight that. 4 versus 5. The retreat Entomb. France would be proud. And Junkrat's taking the camp bot side, and now they're coming in again. Leo activates his trade value, and here comes the Riptire. They actually get the kill. Oh, these are the things that really shouldn't happen. I mean, the blue team is taking the kills, they're taking the fights that they should, and then the Riptire comes out of nowhere, takes them down. And now at the bottom of the map, there's a big push coming. And yeah, Leo is already ghosting around here. Scouting pattern activated. That keep is low too. Top lane is getting pushed, and one camp after another is being taken by 500 MS. So yep, there we go. 500 MS with the camp. They go for the fort, and what do you know? They actually get it. And they could take even more camps. Go towards the top right, take the top left. I mean, if you want to take the top left, you should have gone there earlier. Now it's only 4 seconds until ETC is back. But yeah, taking the camps there is going to give them more of an experience lead than they already have. And that means they're going to very likely get level 20 a lot sooner than their opponent. And with that together, they should be able to grab the next Punisher, which then will roll through the mid-roll. Okay, so for now, there's a I mean, again, these splits are a little bit weird. The opponent is roaming as a 5-man the entire time, and they are literally just splitting their team when they don't have any vision and go really deep. And that's the end of Johanna. If you're finding yourself in a really advantageous position in the late game, guys, don't split your team if you don't have to. If you're especially when you don't have vision on your opponent. You don't want to move out this far on the map and you don't know where your opponent is at. There's just no benefit to it. So stick together, and if you make plays, then, I don't know, let the 4 heroes take this, position someone in here, have someone down there, something like that. Just have vision so that you can't get ganked upon. But they just gave 21 Esports what they needed in order to come back into this. 21 Esports probably be pretty grateful. They're sitting there saying like, oh my god, look at that. They have Storm Talents, we have 30 seconds, we can... Like, the team that needs to split is the blue team. They are literally the team that needs to try and play defensive on all lanes, but still be present in order to get the experience, and that's not the case. And now it's only Heimdall out there. As I said, they need to still play it safe, and they didn't. Blaze was where he needed to be, bot lane for the experience. Hello? Hello? Thank you. They ran into the middle. I'm like, the fuck? There we go. I don't know why you need a Hyperion for that, but fair enough. Yeah, Blaze was where he needed to be, but he was too far out and too aggressive, too far out on the lane. But he needed to be there in the sense that he needed to soak experience on a different lane. So now they have level 20 both sides, and the shrine is active. 2 keeps taken means that you will get not only 2 lanes pushing against your opponent, but the longer this lasts, the core pressure is going to be there too. So there we go. Action towards the mid. It's active. You can click it. Sometimes I don't know what's going on. So in this case they have vision. These guys just took a wave down, so they had vision. Now they know that they're somewhere there. Johanna in this case or Leo should be here. I appreciate that there's at least a mine, but you normally want to have like one of the heroes sitting there at the side a little bit just to poke and to properly get that. But they're so far ahead already, that shouldn't be a problem. And that's a perfect setup. You don't face check against Leo in that situation. There's at least the death mosh, but... Ooh, that ring wasn't too bad. Let's see what they can push out with it. Action is there. And actually seems like Jimmy is a bot at this point. I'm not quite sure what to make of that. But yep, D-Don is also the bunker. Heimdall says, I'm going to get out of this one. And there we go. There's another kill against Anduin. 2 down. And that's, of course, a big push coming right now. But yeah, apparently the Jimmy player dropped at some point, so now the bot is coming in. I guess like the bot is also going to be able to get a couple of auto attacks through here. So in this case, they should be able to finish what they started with 2 keeps already down. The third one is about to fall, and that means that it's going to be nearly impossible for the blue team to ever come back into this game. So I'm not quite sure what exactly caused the drop here on Jimmy, but they apparently decided to finish it with a bot. And that's exactly what they're currently doing. They take down Jaina, and now with catapults pushing in 21 minutes in, we're gonna have a tie. Guys, this is a best of 5, and we're only in the 2nd game, but this seems to be a really exciting series here at the Rare Cup Grand Final. 21 Esports against 500 MS, and on Infernal Shrines, the red team successfully takes the W. Game number 3, 500 MS against 21 Esports. I was told that MS actually stands for missed skill shots. That would explain a lot here, but well, I think the delay would work as well, because sometimes these guys are not quite as quick to the move than they should be. Either way, over there to the left side, 21 Esports with Didan on Anduin, Peakstar on Johanna, Lustig on Gul'dan, and look at that, Varian is back to business. Karathiel on Reyna, and to the right side, Zeratul. Good old Zeratul played by Dragwar, the one night on Blaze. Snazzy Penguin, this time he didn't get his Jojo. Instead we have Dibbles in play, Dark Cloud on Tyrande, and Jaina played by Ernie Mist. Guys, we have combo potential for the team in red. I mean, just look at it. We have a Diablo-Tyrande combo. That's pretty much a CC combo of old. We have Jaina for the follow-up burst damage. In addition to that, we have more stuns from Blaze. And there's the potential to see Void Prison into Jaina Ring of Frost. So there is a lot of wombos that we're having. The one thing that I'm missing a little bit on the other side is a perfect follow-up for Anduin again, because really, if you go for that, you want to have... Yeah, you kind of want to have a bit of a setup where you have the burst damage there too. Dibbles already... I'm not quite sure if that's the real best spot to wait there, because, I mean, really, you just get slowed in those mud pits. It's good for your skin, also I've heard, but it also slows you down a little bit. So, yeah. Yeah, but either way, up here towards the right, both teams going again for the camps in the early stages. This is one of the maps where normally you're actually seeing players take it a little bit easier around the objective, at least the first one. Also, something that we should point out is that both of the teams don't really go for a global. There's no Falstad, there's no Dehaka here. We don't have any of that. It's a big map, and globals obviously can excel on a big map. Abathur would have been pretty nice too, if you know how to play with Abathur, that is. But yeah, Abathur is actually fantastic when you know how to play Abathur. The problem is that a lot of the teams on the lower level don't really know how to get a lot of value out from him, so we'll see. Either way, in this case, we'll find out what's... Oh, there's a rotation towards the top lane. Okay, but they don't go for that. Bit of extra heal for the one knight at the bottom of the map. They try to go for Anduin, and ooh, he's getting ganked upon. That combo didn't work though. But there is at least the attempt at it. So they are trying to go for the Tyrande and Diablo setup, as you could just see. It didn't work out properly yet. But I can appreciate the effort. I like that they're actually going for it. Tyrande's not really a hero that you see these days all that much anymore. Ever since Celestial Attunement got moved to level 16 from level 7. Makes it a lot more difficult to play around the hero. And that's one of the reasons why I would be shocked to see anything else but Taunt on Varian again. I mean, first of all, they played it in the first game, with success, I might add. And second, oh my god, it's Smash! Right, and second, you have no cleanse on the other side until level 16, so I would have definitely taken that. But apparently, not quite the thing, so instead it's Smash. They're going full Hulk about this right now. But, okay. And Zeratul didn't give a shit. But yeah, we have a screamer here. Varian is that guy that runs into the gym and starts to go for dumbbell curls with like 10 kilograms, and then after he's done starts screaming and drops them on the floor with a loud bang. Look at me! Incoming! Yeah, that's a lot incoming. And Blaze is just sitting there, it's like, oh god, I'm fucked. Actually, he might get out, and he does. Yeah, they're trying to turn it. Peak style, rushing out, but yeah, he actually moves away from this one. Alrighty. So, it's smashy smash time for Anduin. And cleave time for Zeratul. Still going on for that, but yeah. Okay, so with the objective up, we could actually see them starting to move for that, but normally it's level 7 that triggers that attack or that rotation. So far nobody went in for it. But let's see. Nah, nobody's really interested. Where is Tyrande going? Is Tyrande going to try and take the camp together with Jaina, or what exactly are they setting up here? Let's see. Yeah, peak style. At least it's not going to happen, bro. I mean, honestly, at this point, without level 7, you need to get the experience here first, and then you can try and make a little bit of a play there. But yep. Top side, that's where we have the entire wave coming in, and that one is lost, so nobody is soaking that. That's where global becomes pretty helpful. Camp is triggered because we have a mercenary camp getting attacked by Jaina and Tyrande, as already expected earlier. But we need to start to go for this one. Seeker in the dark now taken. Khaldor has resistance as well, and they need to make their play now. But this is taking way too long. I mean, seriously, what are they thinking? Yes, you get the camp, but what exactly is that going to do for you? At this point, your opponent is already about to grab the objective, and that's going to do a lot more. So they're finally starting to make their way in, but this is going to get tricky. And there's the potential kill against Blaze, gets body blocked, goes down. Heimdall also on the run, but the objective has just been claimed. And this is a perfect example of why sometimes you shouldn't go for mercenary camps. I mean, they literally just traded one camp for a kill plus the objective. Not a good trade at all. Took them way too much time here. So either way, top side, this is where Zeratul gets some extra experience for them. That at least helps a little bit. If you can push it into the wall, that would be even better. So the wave gets lost. Varian is at the bottom of the map. And Jimmy the one to rotate towards the top. But here in the middle, the cavalry is already here. And is starting to get some damage in. First the gate falls, then we have the towers being attacked. Top side, Jimmy's now playing around with it. At the bottom of the map, Blaze has started to field a defense. But yeah. Yeah, Varian is a screamer. He is a screamer. Alright. That's the second. I mean, that should be the extent of it, to be honest. Despite the fact that they're just moving in. Top side, they're not even going to get that much. Dragwar has been able to defend this easy peasy. Down here, though. Yep, there could be another kill, and indeed it is. Jaina goes down. Anduin is not in the game. But yep, Varian is actually taking her apart. To get some damage on the fort, but not too much. Right now, if you are 500 MS, you're really waiting for level 10 abilities and you hope for good wombo combos with nice CC chains that you get from your heroes in the next big team fight. Their problem was really just not taking the fight at all, but instead leaning around at the camp. But there's level 10 abilities. Haunt, Light Bomb, Blessed Shield, and I guess for Jimmy, probably Hyperion again, considering that we've now seen it twice. Yes, indeed, that's the case. So, let's go. I'm also interested if we're really seeing a Void Prison into the Ring of Frost setup, because let's face it, on the highest level of play in Heroes of the Storm right now, it's not really a typical combo anymore. It's more so about Might of Nerazim trying to put Zeratul into a different position, but in this case, totally viable to still go for Void Prison. And oh my god, they go for the full setup. They even drop the Apocalypse. No! Combustion! Why do you do this to me? Oh! Oh. Combustion gets picked. No bunker. Oh god. I mean, again, you have to put this in perspective. These guys are actually in voice and are communicating, so bunker should even get more value. But no, they're gonna get that shit. They already have an insane combo, but apparently they're attempting to desperately add a bit more pressure onto it with combustion, which in and of itself is just meh. Oh god, we can ask a sheep what it is. Bad! Exactly. Alrighty, so there's at least one setup, and nothing! Absolutely nothing. And we can ask the skill sheep what it thinks of this combo. It was bad. Exactly. Oh god. They just dropped everything, and Anduin went in and said like, yeah, no, not today. 3 ults on 1 hero and they got 0 value out of it. Combustion, and well, Zeratul gets killed. Alrighty. That's also eliminated right here, and that is the blue team just looking stellar again. Yeah, should be another objective for them. 10 seconds until Zeratul is back. But their problem is obviously that they are pretty much the entire setup of the red team hinges on big cooldowns. If they don't have heroic abilities, their kill potential... I mean, don't get me wrong, kill potential is still there. But the entire setup so far that they're trying to execute hinges on really big cooldowns. They should still try to execute a Diablo-Tyrande combo with Jaina dropping the damage. That's actually what they're doing against Varian now. but it's just not enough. And now the body blocks come in. The Cloud goes down. Tyrande is eliminated, and the rest of the team is pretty much receiving a beating too. Now there's an easy chance to go for the objective again, and that's the second one. So that should be bad, like pretty big damage here. So, yeah, let's see. There's the channel, and that should be that. Yeah, good damage from Khaldor in particular. I mean, keep in mind, there's not a single kill yet for 500 MS. Obviously, you can never really count them out at this point. If you have a big combo like this, there is always a chance of 2-3 kills that might even lead to a team wipe if you execute it properly. But that's something that 21 Esports has to play around. And they have Anduin for that. They have also Jojo for a Blessed Shield that can interrupt a lot. But this is what they need to try and do. Especially Zeratul. He needs to set up a Void Prison against more than only a hero. And he might get it here, but he gets Diablo together with it. Now it's on Jaina, and she did not have that ready in time. Nope, that setup didn't work out either. Jaina gets punished for it immediately. Varian jumps in, starts screaming with little value, but he at least forces Zeratul back. That's something. Bottom of the map, Cavalry is already about to move in, but we're coming back to the same problem. Void Prison wasn't good enough, caught Diablo too, so no follow-up with the Apocalypse to really combo it off, and the Ring of Frost also didn't really know what it was supposed to do there. So, yeah, all of a sudden we look at 5 kills against 0, and 21 Esports is rocking through this game. 2 forts down, they're moving towards the bottom now next. Actually, 3 forts down. Not to be mixed up with 3 doors down, that's something different. Now they're going through the middle of the map, and that opens up the keep. Yeah, they're doing well here, I mean, seriously. And you can already feel that 500 MS is panicking a little bit at this point, because they are just not able to execute the combo the way that they really want to. I mean, as it stands, there's the level 16, sorry, the level 13 talents for both sides. So, yeah, losing all the forts means that they also don't have any fountains anymore in the middle. Yeah, level lead is all that we have for the blue team, but the passive experience, of course, going to increase that sooner rather than later. And let's see. Zeratul has 8 seconds for that. Ring of Frost is back. Apocalypse 2. It's coming back to Void Prison. I like that Varian at least tries to scout this out, because they kind of need to try and figure out what's going on there. The blue team is already underway, and they have all their heroics up too. So it's time for the Void Prison again. That boss is only on 50% HP, but this is a bit of a desperate move from 500 MS. In comes the blue team, and here comes Jojo with a light bomb. They're going in. Void Prison against 2. Jaina tries to get close, but cannot. Oh, actually connects it. Ring of Frost connected, but I'm not quite sure if they're going to survive this. The Horrified has erupted a lot of the synergy. Now Dibbles is down, Zeratul is dead. Boss at least leashed. That's at least something that goes in favor of 500 MS, in the sense that it can't simply be picked up by 21 Esports. They need to actually take it down, which they now do. So the boss is still going to be claimed, but it could have been easier for the opponent. Yeah, 7 kills against 0. I mean, we're nearly looking at a perfect game here if this continues. 16 talents in their hands. Prisoner Camp is coming up next. Means you more or less are guaranteed a free objective. So they can just burn another wave or 2 down, go to the front a little bit, but honestly at this point, you don't even have to go of it. You can just simply go for the objective and take that, or make the play for the keep, which it seems they do. We are 13 minutes in, so the boss is definitely going to do some damage. Talent advantage too. I guess there's no real reason not to go for the keep, but they shouldn't go dive in too deep. And Varian, oh my god, he goes a little bit ham with this one. Blessed Shield already comes out too, and Johanna is setting the kill up against for Diablo, and that penguin goes down. Was a little bit too snazzy in this game. 8 kills against 0, and that is keep. Would not really try and go for core here though. That's always a big risk to run on all direct pass. That could backfire. It would be a safer play to just retreat, and yeah. Shimi is already down, and let's see what's happening to the rest of the team. Okay, they might be able to get a kill against Blaze. Well, if the shit hits the fan, he can always drop bunker. Oh, wait, no, he can't. And that's the entombs or the setups that we're talking about. Down goes Jojo, and now they're going for the next kill. So, what do we learn from that little escapade? Well, first of all, we learned that this core regenerates hit points by itself when left alone. And we also learned that after you take the keep down on alt rank pass, you kind of try to get back and take the objective, which they didn't. They lost 3 heroes in the process, and now they're on even talents with their opponent again for no reason whatsoever. So, a little bit too greedy. Little bit too greedy by the team in blue. Still heavily ahead. Taking all the forts down, taking the keep down. Can still delay until Johanna is back, I would assume at least. Well, they didn't. Well, they might actually have to face the objective. But yeah, as I said before, the chances were definitely there for them to grab both. The objective and the keep. And currently, let's have a bit of a look of how this is going to pan out. But it seems like they're not really going to... Well, if they want to make the move, they need to make the move soon. And they're already sitting tight. Yeah, 20 seconds. You gotta make a play now. Blaze is on the way. And just grab the objective there. Zeratul already moving towards the left this time. And they're trying to get this. Should do that in a second. Yep, 40 seconds left. Alright. Zeratul is still there. Gets actually slowed by this. I mean, he is pretty much up for grabs. If you want Zeratul, you're gonna get Zeratul. They're waiting a little bit too long in order to make anything happen. I mean, seriously, he's literally just sitting there. Okay, finally. So there we go. Smashy, smash, smash. And he is dead. Was definitely not the move to go towards the left side and get trapped there. So, yeah. Hashtag unfortunate. Hashtag never lucky. Yeah, and with a 5 versus 4, that should be an objective now for them. 27 seconds until Zeratul is bad. He's the one with the Void Prison. Blaze, and yeah, he gets away. Gets away, but there's the channel, and yeah, that's pretty much another wave, isn't it? Also, Dibbles is still a little bit low in the hit point pool because he has only 25 souls right now. He's a soulless beast at this point. Snazzy Penguin with the experience top side. They're level behind, so they're trying to catch up on that. And apparently a bit of a trap attempt here on the left. Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting trap. Apparently Lustig is going to be the one that acts as bait here. The bait has to be careful though. Zeratul is back. Void prisons are a thing again. And there it is. Form MVP. Yeah! Get wrecked. 1 down, 2 down, and that could be a triple kill. But Zeratul died too. So yeah, that bait backfired hard. And the objective has not been taken by them yet. Should have focused on the objective a little bit more. 10 kills against 4. Heimdall is on the run. And it's a 4 versus 3. With Johanna, they have still a hero that could interrupt with a flashlight. Oh, okay, that was a bit too soon. Ah, the slow Jimmy. Nope. Jojo down, and that's likely gonna be an objective for 500 MS. Yeah, again, if you wanna, I mean, it's always this conundrum that you're in, right? Like, you are ahead, you want to push the advantage a little bit, you want to get a bit more, but at the same time, you can't be too greedy or your opponent is gonna take you down. It's one of the, I mean, we can kind of call it a problem a little bit of Heroes of the Storm, that you are oftentimes in a situation where you are so far ahead that if you lose 2-3 heroes, the experience gap is bridged quickly by your opponent because of the underdeck bonus that you get there. And that's kind of what we got here too. So now we have an objective coming through for 500 MS. Obviously the waves are very heavily pushed out, which means that it's not going to be easy for them to get a lot of value out of it. But at least we're late in the game, so therefore they scaled already. But half level missing until level 20, so that's a big one. And yeah, well, see how much they can actually get out of this. There's an easy defense against the one in the middle. A good rotation towards the top should also allow them to defend the fort here. I mean, the entire wall is still up, so rotation is in. But I said it previously. I said it at the beginning of the game. You cannot count the red team out because one good VP and a good combo and this turns. Right, there's the Hyperion, ensuring that the opponent is zoned out completely, and they save the fort. So far, so good. I guess the next rotation is aimed towards the bottom of the map. Vision is granted here, so they know that there's at least 4 heroes. Level 20 is going to come up in a moment. If you can force a fight around Storm Talent advantages, that would obviously be the dream for them. But let's see. Right now, that's our little setup. Actually, let this one go. They want to go for the fight. They don't have 20 yet. I would still wait those 3 seconds to get that. 3-man VP. There's the APOC and the Ring of Frost, and they get wrecked again. I mean, seriously, why on God's green earth are you not waiting 3 seconds to at least have a talent advantage here? Both teams on level 20 instantly because of that. The combo works again, and yeah, if you underestimate the late game combos and you just stack on a spot like this, then you're asking for it. Zeratul is sitting in the fringes, and now the momentum shifts over to 500 MS. They might not have that bottom keep available anymore, but a 20-minute boss means a lot. So with only 3 heroes, there's literally no chance for them to make a play there. Level 20 abilities give us also the Flash Fire, Shooting Star, Cold Snap for the cooldown reduction. And on the other side, Varian's Legacy. What do you mean Legacy? I mean, the guy is still playing in the same team. And yeah, that's going to be a boss. Can go for a double boss play even if they want to. Can rotate to the bottom of the map and do the same thing there. Push through the top if they want. I mean, they're actually getting this thing set up. So yeah, at this point we're having Blaze defending the middle. I mean, this makes sense. Blaze wants to make sure that there's not another keep down. There's a couple of camps taken, but they actually want to go for that keep. And Blaze is rotating in. Objective isn't up yet, and the boss is a 20-minute boss, so that thing hurts. But I don't know, they could have rotated. Honestly, if I was the red team, I would have rotated bot side and get the second boss simply because the bot lane is the one where you have lost your keep. I would have played that safe. Doesn't mean that this is necessarily going to backfire, but this is a risk that I would not have been willing to take. And as it turns out, they are not even able to get the keep towards the top. So now that threat of the bottom boss being picked up by 21 Esports and then moving straight in onto the core still exists. In addition to that, we have the mid lane being attacked, so you have to be careful here too, or you're going to lose another keep. And that gives your opponent a lead on the objective as the prisoner camp spawns again. So maybe not the best move to go to try and take the top keep here instead. Either way, there's the Void Prison. There's no way. This time they're too far away. There's the Cold Snap at least, but there shouldn't be that hero outside of Zeratul. Zeratul is down. Even Gul'dan dropping his ult here. Flash Fire comes in. That might just be enough to drop Ada, and he goes down, but so does Jaina. The fight is still there. Scrappy as ever. And they're trying to go for the kill. The wall stun doesn't quite work out against Anduin, but now we're having Smashback for Varian, and he's about to drop it against the Penguin. The slow is there too, and that's the kill against Diablo. Dibbles down, losing his souls. Top lane gets attacked, so this one could fall. Talking about keeps, apparently they want to have the one in the middle as well. And it's a 4 versus 3, so they need to be careful, but if they are careful, they might be able to make this play. Okay, Varian gets stunned to the wall, protected here. Okay, they're gonna get the keep. And if they get the objective in addition to that, that would be great. Lustig isn't able to keep it up there, by the way. Top side has also been defended, so that's good. But 13 seconds, that should be enough. There's the channel, and yeah, if they just defend a little bit more, they should be able to take the game here. So let's see. For now, things are looking pretty. By the way, Tyrande on the 22-minute mark on 16 stacks for her stun. Combo not really working as well as they were hoping for at the beginning of the game, I would assume. And here we go. The cavalry is coming, ladies, and that is a move for the core. At this point, 21 Esports want the lead. It is a best of 5. It is a best of 5. So, well, one team is going to get an advantage here, but the series is by no means over. And this should at least finish Alterac Pass, though. Unless Zeratul sets up the perfect Void Prison and they get a wipe here, this should actually end game number 3. And in defense here would be incredible. 23 minutes in, the cavalry hurts. The one at the top is more or less guaranteed to get the keep, but they're obviously having their sights set onto the core. Can't blame them, I mean, yeah. So there they jump in, and Hyperion, maybe a little bit early. Void Prison catches Diablo and Jimmy, and that's it. Everybody presses R. Full chaos here, no coordination whatsoever. Everybody is pressing the R button and is trying to get kills. The Indestructible is through, they go for Blaze, they take him. Varian has fallen, but the core is falling too. And this is a win in game number 3 for 21 Esports as they take the lead in the best of 5 series. Game number 4, everybody! The Rare Cup Grand Final. 21 Esports ahead against 500 MS. On the left side, Peak Style with Diablo, Didan on Anduin. What is it? What's up with Anduin today? Like every single game we have Anduin. Karathiel on Falstad, Heimdall. Oh my god, what did you do? What did you do? Oh god, Heimdall on Artanis, we have Lustig on Gul'dan, and on the right side, Drakvor on Junkrat, the One Knight on Dehaka for 500 MS, Snazzy Penguin on Johanna again, Dark Cloud on Ana, and Ernie Mist on Reyna. Boys, 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 we have Anduin and Alarak. Like, why Alarak? No, the other guy, Artanis, sorry, we've seen so much Alarak lately in the higher level play that I automatically jump whenever I see hero that starts with an A, or some of them, to Alarak for some reason. Yeah, so it is Artanis, but why Artanis? I mean, Artanis is a little bit of a noob trap usually, and I sometimes can get at least the argument why you would get him on Battlefield of Eternity, even though it's still a bad argument, because, again, any other side laner that is in the meta will give you more value, even on Battlefield of Eternity. But why here? Seems like a bit of a weird choice. Seems like they got bad advice or something. But either way, we have amateur opponent on level 1. Falstad, interestingly enough, is going pretty much into an ARAM build. Into a Brawl build. Goes into the perfect, the Gathering Storm on level 1. I gotta admit that I'm not really a fan of what we're seeing from the blue team here. So they are ahead, and if they win this game, they crown themselves the champions of the Rare Cup. But I don't know, that lineup looks a bit odd, to say the least. Now, obviously, there's going to be a few people out there that are immediately, why hating on Artanis? He's amazing. Well, unfortunately, the problem is, if a hero can add value or not is never really the question. That's never really the question when you're looking at a competitive game. The question is always, do other heroes in the same role add more value? And the question in this role, when you talk about Artanis, is always yes. A Thrall would do better here. If you pick any other offlaner, if you put Leo into that position, if you put Blaze into that position, if you put Urel into that position, all of these heroes would offer more than Artanis does. So the question is not really, can the hero provide value? Obviously he can, but it's always going to be less than the alternatives, and that makes him a bad choice in that slot. So with that said, we're going to see how much of an impact he can have there. Obviously 500 MS doesn't have a straight up win just because the opponent picked a bad hero. But, well, the Haka doesn't even move towards the top here. They win the particular healing beacon anyways. But yeah, let's see where this game goes. It's an item advantage now for the red team that gives them a little bit of a lead. And obviously we want to talk about talents in general also, and that's why we're going to focus on Falstad a bit. This is still Division 6, Division 7, so it's a perfect opportunity to just go for a little bit more educational comments. And in this case, you kind of don't want to go for Gathering Storm. It has been in the past played in competitive, but that's a long, long time ago. These days, you pretty much have two setups that you can go for. The traditional one, as of late, is Wingman. That's pretty much what you see in 95% of the cases on a higher level play. Sometimes a Season Marksman build, if you really have a lot of point heavy heroes on the other side and you feel you get a lot more out of it. And then on your level 4 talent, usually we don't see all that much with updraft here. But Falstad gets a lot of his value out of him sitting on the offlane, trying to get extra experience while the opponent is already busy on an objective, for example. So we need to have our eye on that. Dehaka and Falstad are going to be the two trying to get that side soak going, whereas the rest of the 5-man will attempt to just make this happen on the objective itself until they move in. But Falstad obviously has to get stacks together. If you make that choice into the perfect storm, then stacking is important, and I guess the thought process behind it was, hey, we're gonna fight 5 versus 5 the entire time of the objective, I'm gonna get a lot of stacks here. So far we're seeing very little of that, but he at least gets 2 right now. They get a kill too, Junkrat is down, and so is Artanis. Yeah, successfully swapped himself into being outnumbered again and gets dropped. Level 7 talent, big lead now this early in the game to have a talent advantage over their opponent, and they already use that right here. Okay, what are we gonna grab with that? 99%. And I'm a little bit shocked that, okay. It's still fine. It's a kill for a kill. Sitting topside, they can make the approach whenever they push the lane out first. Jimmy had to go because... Well, I guess the Haka should have honestly gone. The Haka should have gone, should have stayed, and then should have just like globaled in again if he had that. At least Boomerang is picked on level 7. That in and of itself is already important for the side soak value. Should never do it with allowing the opponent to get a lead here, especially since they now have vision on the bottom, but they go for an additional camp, and that's okay. So we have one turret on each side now. And it's time to shine. So let's start to jump in here. Wall stun is already in. The fiesta starts. One Night Owl all the way up at the front. Iron Skin already being used. A good drag would do wonders here against Dibbles, but I think he's still on cooldown. Can't use that, but there's the condemn. Is the follow-up there? And it is! There's the kill, and that should be the double. Both go down. They get a triple. And that's a nice setup. Quad kill. All right. They just wiped the floor with them like, holy hell, that's a protector and that's a fantastic setup. This is one of the moments when you see a lot of people just panic because they're like, oh my god, what do? We are so far ahead now. And they go for the correct rotation. Important always on Volskaya Foundry to rotate towards the lane that has the next objective coming. So that you can take down your opponent's fountain, in an ideal world, even the fort, and set yourself up to have an advantage. They push it a little bit too hard and they waste a couple of the hit points here, but they have level 10, that's another big lead. There's an alternative, by the way, to the topside rotation on the furthest objective. That's something that Nothing Changed does a lot, where they rotate down to the bottom of the map instead and prepare for objective number 3, because they figure that with the early one, the experience lead will lead to an early level 13 talent, which normally gives them an advantage there anyways. But there we have the attack, and with level 10 abilities, they could really try and go for this one. You can literally drop a Hyperion if you want there. I mean, you don't need to anymore, obviously, in their case. But you can, because once that the cooldown is back, that's roughly the time when your opponent gets their level 10 as well. So with heroic abilities, it's pretty much exactly what you would have expected here. There's no deviation away from that. In top play, Jimmy usually goes more so for Reyna's Raiders, but I personally still like Hyperion, especially on the lower level. It's a fantastic talent. It's pretty much this drop and forget, especially when you're playing over a position, like on a shrine, on a checkpoint. It can be fantastic. They have the item advantage, and this is one of the big things you want to do when you are ahead on Volskaya Foundry. You want to control the item spots so that you go into the next fight not only with the advantage of having a fountain or a retreat point in form of a fort over your opponent on lane, but also additional items. Once again, we have Light Bomb. There's also the Mighty Gust and the Suppression Pulse. Now, that is... I mean, again, with the laser you can zone out opponents a little bit. Suppression Pulse is kind of nice, but it mostly helps against Jimmy. It's never, by the way, an argument to go for something like a Suppression Pulse or any kind of blind just because you have 1 or 2 top auto attack damage dealers on the other side. There's no real rock, paper, scissor system in Heroes of the Storms. It's of course nice to have that in addition to other arguments for that hero, but it's never really, oh my god, they picked Illidan, we need to pick Artanis, or we need to pick Lily because we need blinds. If ever anybody puts that as the main argument for a hero pick in any discussion, you know that they have no idea what they're talking about. It's a nice to have in addition to that, but never the main argument for the hero. Nice. There's the Mighty Gust and the quick Diablo Apocalypse, but Junkrat is dead. There's already the heal on the ground though, and that could give them the sustain to go through both of the frontliners, and they do. Both of them eliminated. That's the end of Artanis and of Diablo. So yeah, once again, as you can also see from the damage numbers here, we have the lead in the form of Gul'dan, but on the other side you have Junkrat, you have Dehaka, and also, most importantly, Jimmy that does a great job. There's this level 13 advantage that I highlighted a bit earlier for the red team since they took the first protector, so they will have that advantage as they're heading into the objective itself. And well, here we go. In the mid lane, Snazzy Penguin is a little bit aggressive, bit far out. Doesn't need to be quite there. Dehaka, where he should be, at the bot lane. Artanis is actually taking over. Honestly, it should by now be Falstad's job to deal with this. He has Boomerang. He has a situation where he should be on the offlane facing the opponent's global so that he can get the experience and allow Artanis to be with the rest of the team so they can fight a 4 versus 4. I mean, Falstad rotates in, so that's already good that he makes that rotation. He's only on 18 stacks. Again, not really very beneficial for him here. To have that. But here comes the objective, and as mentioned before, with half a level that's still missing for level 13 talents, you can't really do a lot here. So the Haka is going to push out bot, should try and keep vision on the rest of the opponent's team so that he doesn't get ganked. So once that minion wave goes down, he needs to be careful here. Okay, Junkrat gets attacked, is moving out quickly, there's no swap available for them. That gives us 33% on the checkpoint in favor of the red team. A lot more than that, obviously. The rotation is coming. They're keeping track of what's going on here. There's the swap against Jimmy. Doesn't get much better than that. And the Horrify is into the immediate ult also from Atanis. Wasn't really needed there. I mean, there was no chance of that really turning into the fight at that point. But Anduin goes down. So does Gul'dan. And the Gust. Yeah, there's the kill against Atanis too. And they're also getting dibbles. We have 11 kills against 2. They're absolutely wiping the floor with them. Huh? And again, Atanis just doesn't provide enough here. You look at the Haka, he has the isolation, he has the drag, that's a lot of CC on his side, he has the wave clear that he can use on the side lane, in addition to that, his global obviously. And then you look at Atanis, and even a swap like this against one of the prime targets that you want to reach, Jimmy, doesn't do anything for you. You end up in a fight that you end up losing there. Once that he also dropped out, well, not only the swap, but committed to his ult, there's very little he can add in the fight there, especially if the opponent doesn't make the mistake on focusing on him in that situation. So now we have 16 talents, 3 level advantage, rotation towards the bot lane, same concept as previously. Prepare for objective number 3. How do you do that? You take down your opponent's fountain, you try and drop the opponent's fort, and that gives you the lead while you still hold on to your own, which is the case here. Falstad is flying top. At this point, trying to get some additional experience here. They still need to be careful down here. There's the swap, and, well, there's the Riptire, and that's the end of Anduin, and they can easily get more kills now. They can easily go for another one. And they're already going for, especially Atanis, who's trying to chase them down a little bit. But, yeah, I'm a little bit surprised they're not trying to force this more, but there it is, and he is dead. Atanis down. They try to also slow down Diablo enough so they can get the kill there. Blue stick is also quite low, but is able to escape, and the rotation is headed towards the mid lane so that they can drop the last remaining fort in this game. And yeah, Junkrat with 34,000, and he's actually doing really well, especially on his ult. We have now 50,000 damage on Falstad. That's where the boomerang value comes through. But in terms of hero damage, only seeing it 17. And again, control the items. Control the items on Volskaya Foundry when you're ahead. They have the lead. They go for the next turret. Already they are holding a turret and a healing beacon. Can easily now grab another turret over here. No problem whatsoever. And yeah, just make sure that you don't sacrifice heroes. Try and keep vision. So Dragvor needs to be careful because they currently don't have vision on these heroes. Now they know that the camp was taken. Should soon see Falstad on the minion wave. Then they at least have a bit of knowledge about what's going on there. Have the vision on this now as well. And when you have that information, just play around it. 16 talents are soon going to be up for 21 Esports, but there's this legit chance that 500 MS is going to maybe even grab level 20 around the time that the objective is being fought over and active, so they can slow that down if they want. Quests are nearly completed, on the other hand, for Gul'dan, which means that once he picks up his 16 with the Ruinous Affliction, the damage output from his Echoed Corruption is going to be pretty impactful. And we'll see what's gonna happen with that. 13 against 12, against 2, sorry. Someone needs to pick the experience at the bottom. That's a misstep, honestly. Nobody picking up that experience. Oh, okay, sorry, my bad. Didn't see that the Haka actually global in. Ah, can argue about if the global was really necessary here, but he also shouldn't move in the middle. Ah, okay. This is a bit awkward. The Haka globaling bot side for the experience and then having to walk top for exactly that fight. That Riptire was also a little bit awkward. But they actually booped Diablo away, and that's a big win. Frontliner gone, Falstad flying in a little bit late, Anduin about to die. He's down already. The Gust onto Diablo. That didn't help them here either, and that's another kill. With that, 15 kills to 2. and more items taken, 2 healing beacons, 2 turrets. This is a nightmare for 21 Esports. 500 MS is quite eager to force game number 5 and let this match go the full distance, and currently I don't really know what can stop them, unless they completely start to YOLO the shit out of the game and solo onto the lanes or something like that. They have legitimately an opportunity now to already open the wall at the bottom of the map, or at least poke at it a bit. And that's all that they need to do. As long as Anduin is dead, there's very little else. So yeah, they're poking against it. They see false dead topside through the minions. They have to be a bit careful now, but Gust obviously is still on cooldown, and they should know that too. Yeah, now they're breaking through the small gate. So yeah, even if Dibbles flips someone over, they should be able to get out of this. The swap does not quite connect, and at this point you just want to move away. Move away, don't even fight. Guys, you don't have 20. Don't make that mistake again. Okay, they try to get the kill there, but they're going into a fight without level 20. This is something you don't want to do, and they're getting forced into it because they overstayed, and now they might actually lose Jimmy. I'm just kidding, they have Ana. Diablo instead goes down, and they get gusted away. They get level 20 with it, but coming back to my point, this was again a bad fight, and we've seen this now in pretty much every single game, that teams around level 20 try and push with an advantage. They don't have level 20 yet, they overstay, and then they get forced into a fight. In this case, it worked out because they got the kill and Reyna didn't die. But there's an easy argument for 21 Esports to get... If 21 Esports plays this a little bit cleaner, they get a kill before level 20, they can maybe pick up more after that, and then look at a scenario where they have a ticket back into the game. And you want to avoid that at all costs. And oftentimes in Heroes of the Storm, the hardest thing to do is to do nothing. And sometimes that's just what you need to do. Go back, play it a little bit safe. In this case, again, it worked out, but that's by no means the rule. And we've seen examples of it going bad in the previous maps. But as it stands, they got the kill that they needed. They have 16 against 2 now. Once again, Artanis trying to add a little bit of value. Tough enough as it is for him. Gets the blind out for just a moment, but the objective is nearly claimed, and with the keep nearly down, it means that the core is open for business. And there's the Protector. And there we have it. Well, now 16 against 2 in terms of kills. Damage output 53,000 for Junkrat against the 33 that Gul'dan was able to put into the game. Level 20 talents give a massive advantage. You have a stats advantage of 3 levels. And you have that Protector. And they can just easily go for the core here. And that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, no problem whatsoever. Jimmy in the Protector, also good choice since he still is on cooldown on his heroic ability. Riptire comes out, pushes Anduin back. The core is already falling. They're getting the rest of the team in as we speak. Junkrat already nano boosted. There's the second ult for Artanis as it comes through. Protector goes down, but they should have all that they need to take this one apart. Healing beacon on the ground. The item advantage is coming into play now for them. 30%, and they can just simply auto-attack this thing now. That's exactly what they're doing. Rakwa moves in. Has even a turret that he could drop, but doesn't even have to, and that is that. This series goes the full distance, ladies and gentlemen. Game 5 coming up next. Game number 5, everybody! 21 Esports against 500 MS on Battlefield of Eternity, the conclusion of the Rare Cup final. Division 7 facing off against Division 6. On the left side, a little bit aggressive now with a Nuburak combo. We have Peak Style on the Beetle, Lustig on Liming for resets, Karathil on Blaze, Didan on Rhaegar, and Heimdall on Greymane. Good setup here against the objective, and a lot of wombo combo, well, like snipe potential from them. On the right side of the map, 500 MS with Drug War on Oriel, the One Knight on Leo, Snazzy Penguin on Mal'Ganis, Ernie Mist on Vala, and Dark Cloud on Sylvanas. Also an interesting setup. You don't see that much Leoric, honestly, on this map. Most of the time, people look for a bit more in team fights. One of the problems is simply that he doesn't bring as much onto the team fight as, let's say, Urel, Blaze, Thrall, and a couple of others. He has the wave clear, of course, and on the 3-lane map that is oftentimes fantastic because he has easy rotations between 2 lanes and can then get the experience for you. A little bit different here. Arrow build for Sylvanas, that doesn't really come as a shock. Oriel together with that. Mal'Ganis obviously finds himself in a very popular position these days. But I kind of like what 21 Esports has here, to be honest. They have good damage against the Immortal with Greymane. They have also Li Ming, who in a stalemate around the objective can always focus. The Nubarak pick is complemented by Blaze, who hopefully goes for Bunker, because he will need a little bit of survivability. The burst heal from Rega helps with this too, also with the Immortal grab that you're looking for. A big question is really how Peak Style is going to play Nubarak here. That's so far so good actually. That looks like a kill. Oh, that heal! Clutch! Oriel with a clutch heal. But yeah, coming back to the point, Nubarak has fallen out of the European meta a little bit. Still played in North America. But one of the problems with him is he can just be targeted pretty easily. I mean, generally speaking, you are very heavily dependent on the engage and trying to drive the agenda in the team fight. And as long as you can do that, especially on the lower level, it's all still good. But survivability can become a problem. If you go for Regeneration Master on level 1, you get at least 500 HP later on in the game, but that's not the case here. But it doesn't mean that the hero doesn't work, it just means that other heroes, at least on the highest competitive level, are currently prioritized over him. Rarely do we still see him, but if we do, it's usually with the attempt to initiate and then try and get a kill. And that's where the follow-up damage from Greymane and Li Ming can be really impactful, since this is obviously very bursty damage that can capitalize on the stun. Epicenter on level 16 is something that you always want to look for with a Nubarak. And yeah, well, I guess then Cocoon plays obviously too. So camps are already claimed, and in this case, it's interesting to see that nobody went for the top camp. Blaze is even sniffing this out, but this is a very early Shaman camp that we're now seeing from 500 MS. Whereas down to the bottom of the map, the Khaldor camp is taken. And now with the objective announced, Greymane and Rega, the doggy pack, can go easily for Shaman camp as well. So Vala makes the rotation topside. I mean, teams just generally speaking are going very late for these Khaldor camps. This is one of the things that you can observe a little bit throughout the entire series, that on the macro level there's a lot of mistakes that are being made. I really like that, for example, on Volskaya Foundry, both teams made good moves around objectives and also items. But generally speaking, the macro level is always oftentimes falling a little bit short in a lot of these games. And for a good reason. I mean, again, this is still Division 6 and Division 7. So we're looking really at players from bronze up to, I would say, like plat level. And yeah, this is still the top of the tournament. So in the Rare Cup at the end of the season, these two teams emerged at the best. But it's still lower level play, so there will obviously be mistakes made. We've seen it in previous late game team fights, where the strategy in any team fight was pretty much just "Arr!" and everybody was just like going "Arr!" trying to press the R button and play around that. Also, in terms of talent choices, we have now the Orb taken level 4. In and of itself, I'm not a fan, but on level 4 I let it slide. The question is always what happens around level 7. Oh, and at this point it seems like the question is Vala going to survive? Actually, it's Leo who gets focused on after they switch targets, and the Ghost is down. Greymane is already on point, and that's an easy halftime show. That's a fantastic start into objective number 1 for 21 Esports. I mean, damn son. They get the kill, they get a halftime show, and they can rush this down. I mean, easily. Greymane is in, can go Worgen form at any point, and that's an easy victory for them on this one. So that's going to be an absolute beast of a first Immortal to make it through. Yeah, the attack on the other hand keeps coming, or at least the defense. If the defense doesn't get a kill though, then that's problematic. At least a few stacks for Vala. But that is a bit of an issue. That top lane is going to suffer. Blaze should now rotate back down to the bottom of the map to capture the experience here, as Leo is already taking position. But the rest of the team will be topside pretty soon. Bit late even. I mean, right now Greymane is alone. That means that's an easy shield defense for 500 MS, so the timing doesn't quite work out for 21 Esports. That could have been done a little bit better from them. But as it stands, they should still get value out of this. Blaze, as expected, is bot side now, and oh my fucking god, what the hell is this? Noob alert, no calamity for Li Ming. That is an unforgivable sin here. Nubarak still goes into the subterranean shield, goes in for the dive, and they're going to get an easy fort right now. But Nubarak is dead. Nubarak is down, here comes the attack. Greymane is also getting attacked immediately. And yeah, a little bit of damage from Li Ming too. They get one kill and need to move away here quickly. But yeah, I mean, Pretty much, whenever you see this talent taken, it's Li Ming admitting that she's too bad to use Calamity properly. That's pretty much that. No player on Li Ming worth his salt or her salt is going to not pick Calamity. I mean, it's just not happening. There's a reason why Calamity literally is picked for the last 3 years for sure, but I think it's 4 on every high-level Li Ming that ever plays the talent. At least in Europe. I don't know what North America is doing, but North America is always a little bit weird when it comes to that. I can at least vouch for Europe when it comes to that. But either way, with this we also have the talents continuing, or the builds continuing on the other side already. We currently have the repeating arrow that should at least allow Vala to get her stacks in a little bit quicker. And Greymane on level 7 also with the Wizened Duelist right there. Okay, top side, Leo going for a camp needs to be a bit careful because there's 2 heroes rotating to say hi, and that's a steal. That's an easy steal right there. That also feels bad. I mean, seriously, you just do all the work and then there's the little shithead like Greymane or Blaze comes in and just steals it all away. That just feels bad. That's just thieving on the highest level here from 21 Esports. Also, talking about thieving, they're going to go for another camp, but this one they're a little bit too late, and here comes the objective. I like that they took the camp. That's something that 21 Esports actually missed out on right now. So that's a bit of an advantage. Snazzy Penguin already on his Melganis, sitting tight, and with the objective coming down, this is the moment when you really want to make that rotation. And again, 500 MS is a bit late. And they're missing out on a fair chunk of HP just because of that. If they want to go into a scenario where they raise the opponent, then they just need to be present when the Immortal spawns. So the rotation, not really working for them here. A bit too late. Got forced into the bot lane. Now, nicely done. The rotation topside to capitalize on the halftime show. But that also allows, on the opposite side this time, the lead, and they can race this down even quicker. Vala could, I mean, first of all, don't eat that off for no reason. But Vala needs to get a little bit more damage in. Oh, nearly the stun into this one. The level 10 abilities are ready now on both sides, and immediately we're already seeing the Entomb coming down as the poke is continuing. But the red team is already a little bit low as well. Once again, having Greymane jumping into the fray. In comes the Cocoon from Anubarak. Everybody's low, and Sylvanas gets Aegis. But that just puts another bullseye on her, but she's actually able to get out for just another second. But the arrow comes through, and there's the combo. Li Ming goes in and gets the damage. Yeah, Snazzy Penguin might be able to escape and is able to get out. Yeah, with Calamity, that would have been a 5-man team fight for sure. But now Lustig is still busying himself together with Greymane on the Immortal, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a second objective for the blue team. They already took down the top fort. Now they're going to go for the fort at the bottom of the map, and I don't really think they can be stopped here, especially with, yeah, well, Li Ming already preparing for it slightly, so there we go. At this point, they're starting to jump in. I also am, by the way, super happy that we have Bunker on Blaze. In the team fight, again, I haven't even pointed it out, but after we saw that disaster that is Combustion picked in, I think it was the 2nd or the 3rd game, I'm super happy to see that we have Bunker in this game. And yeah, that obviously gives mad value in these situations. But as it stands, I mean, now the fort, as expected, is getting dropped. So that one is down, and they could go through the entire wall here. Damage output, 32,000 for Li Ming, pretty much what you would expect at this point. And 14,000 for Vala, not really pulling the punch here. Greymane is also adding the numbers, more so the executioner than anything else. And with solid damage, by the way, against the Immortal in and of itself. But the main damage dealer throughout this game is definitely going to be Li Ming for the blue team. And I would expect that Vala is going to hold that position over Sylvanas as the game continues as well. But they're trying to force the fight now before the level 13 talent comes through. That would definitely work. Okay, here comes the attack. They could go for Li Ming right now, but it is Rhaegar that dies. Sylvanas is also getting dropped. The Bunker with mad value. This, ladies, is why you pick Bunker. Great talent. They're trying to turn it, though, and they might get the kill against Greymane. They need to focus the tame target. I can't believe that nobody punished Li Ming so far. Finally, she goes down. But there are definitely coordination issues on the side of 500 MS. This could have gone a lot better for them. They got kills against Rega, against Li Ming, but if we're honest here for a second, they could have done way better. And what the hell is happening? Glass cannon! Oh god! I mean, at this point, I really just want to see them focus Li Ming. The problem is, I'm a little bit afraid that they might not really do it because the coordination in the last fight was not really on point. They focused on several targets at once. Li Ming could have died, I mean, at least 10-20 seconds before she finally did. But let's see how this goes. 6 kills against 3, level 13 talents are in. And they seem like they don't really know what to do right now. They're going to the left and they're like, going to try to fight this. Well, one hero isn't here. No, let's go for our own camp. Okay. 12 stacks also for Vala. That helps a bit. They should be able to burn this down quickly, and they do. But with this setup, you really want to get the drop on Li Ming. If she at any point gets caught by Mal'Ganis, that would be an easy one. Again, they are not in position when it matters. Vala just now arrives. Like, Vala has literally not provided any value at this particular Immortal. Like, none. She arrived way too late and they lost the halftime show again because of it. She's the main damage against the Immortal here. And now they have to defend. And, well, there's at least a good Entomb, but I'm not quite sure if that's the best spot for them to fight. The Immortal stuns alone are a problem for them. Bunker is again saving them. Alright, there's the Cocoon on the ground as we're talking about it. And only misses about a fall, but the Aegis is saving him for a little bit longer. And the Globe does not do enough. Oh, what a stun! What a stun with the Rain of Vengeance. And the dog pack is down as Rega and Greymane fall. So does Anubarak, and that's the chance to finally go for one here. Also, double camp topside. That's another big move for them now. At the bottom of the map, someone has to deal with this though. Someone needs to go down there and deal with this, especially now that they have vision of the top 2 heroes. They don't need everyone to ghost around here. So Vala is going to be back soon, but they need to drop the damage. That's exactly what they're trying to accomplish. Top lane gets defended. So far, so good for them. Leo is now at the bottom of the map, trying to protect the keep itself. Vala is back to business too, and they should try and rush this. At this point, seriously, just try and rush it. Don't lose Mal'Ganis and you're fine. Then again, if Rega and Greymane comes in, yeah, 21 Esports could maybe claim this, but yeah, Vala finally arrived and the arrow still hurts. But it's a cool setup. 7 kills against 6, map number 5, but here comes the attack. Oh my god, 2 aren't here. They just move straight into the middle. Cocoon is on the ground. Just get out, just try and get out. And there we go. They're actually escaping. But it was a nice move from 21 Esports. They were hoping for a mistake from their opponent, and they got that. So now Leo is again moving towards the bottom, trying to get to level 16. Mal'Ganis has to tap, which means that he cannot actually not push this. But the fort should fall regardless. Here comes the setup. Keep that glass cannon in mind. If they play their cards right, they should try and go for loose stick in pretty much every single setup and drop the damage onto him. Immortal takes the fort down. Leo wants the 16 for his team, and they should get it now. 16 accomplished. And let's see what we're gonna have for Vala. Is she gonna go full on into the build here? Yes, indeed, the Seething Hatred. And don't, like, they shouldn't really overstay. Blue team wants to fight right now. If they can rotate Blaze in, which they do, Cocoon would be great here. If Anubarak would have held that Cocoon a bit longer, they could have actually just tried to drop the Cocoon, wait for Blaze to come in and get a quick kill while Leo is still at the bottom of the map. They didn't do that, but they have only lost the fort. They still are ahead, so the blue team is still in a decent spot. And Leo is just not learning his lesson, I think. Yeah, another camp gets stolen from him. Or will probably be soon. There's the Entomb when you need it. They can try and make the play for Li Ming here. Entomb is on the ground, but they're being split heavily again. Heavy split against them. And Leo is dead. He's the one fighting at the bottom. They couldn't get one of the damage dealers at the top, and that's a problem. Yeah, very heavily split. Leo is all the way down at the bottom together with Mal'Ganis. The rest of the team is sitting topside. Unfortunate outcome for 500 MMS, but a great opportunity for 21 Esports as they're looking for a follow-up kill. And they're starting to go for that. Vala also, 19 star, gets the 20 and moves out. There's another one ready, but there's a potential kill. And I gotta give it to Oriel. Every time she is getting that Aegis in, this time Li Ming takes it as an invitation though, drops the damage. They're gonna get the kill against Sylvanas. Everybody's low, but they don't seem to be able to capitalize on it, and Vala is in trouble and goes down as the Ancestral keeps the front line alive. That's the pressure play. Beetles are spawning for Anubarak, and they can move through that fort, through that keep, like hot butter through cheese. There we have it. dropped easy peasy, and they could even go for the core. Honestly, guys, I think they could have ended here. I honestly think they could have ended. With Greymane, they didn't have a lot of heroic abilities, but, well, Bunker came back up, and also this one, I think they could have honestly gone straight in for the core. This still totally legit. Safe play here. Alright. Full on AWP build, by the way, for Li Ming. It makes my eyes bleed. But, yeah, they have the better lineup. I said it at the beginning, but still. Yeah, don't copy that shit at home. There's still a reason why this is Division 6 and 7. There's something you definitely don't want to learn from this one. Alright, either way, halftime show won again. I spot a bit of a trend here. But it's even talents. That is the one thing that goes in favor of 500 MS, that they're not behind in Storm talents, for example, or any talent for that matter. The bot lane is pressuring against them thanks to the Shaman camp, so they are on a timer here. They have to kind of force the issue. But, well, there is an opportunity to at least force an even fight and try and capitalize on that fact. There's no Ancestral here, but they can't get poked into the ground. I mean, boys, at this point, you have to force a battle. At some point, you just have to turn in and say, like, alright, let's drop that Entomb and go for it. And they're about to do that. Alright, there's the attack, and again, Bunker on the ground. Arrow came already out from Sylvanas. Bunker's about to go down. The problem is that Leo is caught in the stun, and Aegis again. I mean, seriously. Auriel, I mean, it's insane. Every single time Drakvor has it ready, but Leo dies regardless. The kill against Li Ming, though. Yep, and that's why you don't pick Last Cannon. So Li Ming goes down, but everybody else is low. Everybody else is low. They're getting a bit murdered here. They still have the damage attempt, and ooh, with another arrow or two, maybe Mala can turn the tides of the battle. They're going for Greymane, and that could be a kill. That could be a kill, that should be a kill, and that is a kill. They get the kill in, and once again, another arrow, and the second! RNGesus is not enough to help them out here. But now they need to send someone back because the shields are dropping and Mal'Ganis arrives just in time. But this is not over. What a series! Seriously, this grand final is just absolutely freaking awesome if you think about it. Division 6 against Division 7. We're in game number 5. It's 12 kills against 8. 1 level away, and the objective gets taken by the red team. The fight comes through, but this is the opportunity to draw even in experience, and they're going to try and use that. Starting to move to the bottom of the map. They have to push this out. They need to at least get that particular fort. They don't have to send someone back for this. Honestly, at this point, I'm not even sure if I would send Leo top lane. Right now, you really want to have the team together. Maybe if you drop anything, drop this one, but yeah. Closing the experience gap is important, but you also want to see if you can maybe pick up a kill here. Force a fight before level 20 with a good Entomb would go a long way now for their chances here, and that Immortal is going to hurt, and in a good fight they might even be able to take the keep. The Immortal is not bad, so do we see that Entomb that they need? Maybe against Greymane, against anyone here. Get the fuck out of my fight, move from Auriel as she pushes the opponent back with a quick whip. But here we go, wall is open. Are they setting something up? 20 is soon going to be ready for 21 Esports. You either flip the switch, boys, or you don't. But they have to make the play. They find Rhaegar. They flop him into the wall. There's the immediate arrow from Sylvanas. And is it the kill? Oh, it is not. They can't get it. The bunker is there again. Absolutely amazing bunker play throughout this entire game, but the Nubarak dies and so does Blaze. The bunker saved them for a long time, but it didn't save them forever. And guys, all of a sudden, Li Ming low. They want to go for the keep, or for the core. They want to try and take it all, and they might have a chance here. 2 heroes are down. Aegis is still ready, and they are going in. 20 on both sides. The core is falling. Does Li Ming get the damage and the resets? That's the only question. 30 seconds, Li Ming with the damage, with the combos, and the core is down to 30%. 500 MS might just be able to pull it off. Why do they run away? They have everything they need right here, and they take the win. 500 MS with a big boy move at the end of the game, and they take the best of 5 series and crown themselves the champion of the Rare Cup. GG and well played.